Welcome to Jack Talk. I'm your host, Savannah Fields. We have a great show for you today. We'll be talking to the assistant coach, members of the SFA men's basketball team, and SFA's Lumberjack mascot on their experiences this season. Don't go anywhere. All that and more coming up on Jack Talk. Today we have assistant coach of the SFA's men's basketball team, Mike Boyden, here with us today. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Well, now I know you got your undergraduate in African American Studies at South Carolina. How does one get into coaching?
Well, obviously, it's not a degree requirement per se in terms of major, but I've always had a passion for coaching. Played the game of basketball from the time I was 4 years old. When I used to go to the recreation center in Brooklyn, New York with my dad, and then kind of always wanted to learn more about it. And as I played all the way through college, I always had a niche to try to get into coaching. Had that opportunity when I graduated, went to be a graduate assistant first, and then continued my career from there.
That's cool. So I know that you assisted Coach Underwood back at South Carolina. How was making that transition from, with him at South Carolina to here at SFA?
Well, it wasn't much of a transition in terms of our jobs. Our jobs are pretty much the same no matter where we are. The biggest adjustment is getting to know your players and the area itself. But it was a transition that was made easier by the people we were able to deal with here at SFA. I got a tremendous group of players to work with and a great support base here in Nacogdoches.
Okay, and how has the coaching staff been since you arrived at SFA?
Well, we all were new here, but Coach Underwood and myself both have some familiarity with each other from being in South Carolina. And a couple other guys on our staff also had a good relationship with Coach Underwood as well. So we were able to get along pretty well, which obviously led to our players being able to embrace us a little bit more.
Okay, and compared to looking at the team last season, how have they changed to this season? Like, what are the improvements that they've made?
I'm not really sure I could speak on last season since we weren't here, but obviously we were very aware that they had a very successful year. And the big key was them being able to embrace our philosophies in terms of offensive basketball to make it as easy a transition as possible. And credit to the guys that they were able to do that pretty quickly. But we're very, very pleased with what we were able to accomplish this season to put SFA's name out there in a positive way.
That's good. And being that it is your first season as, assisting Coach Underwood here at SFA, how was it like going to the NCAA tournament, especially when this is our second time in school history going and our first time actually making it to the third round? How was that?
It was unbelievable. It was something that we really, really worked hard for every day. Something that as coaches we're very happy that our players were able to accomplish because the truth be told, we don't just show up and play games. A lot of times people think that the end product is all that happens, but a lot of work goes into that, whether it be in the weight room or off the field and conditioning-wise and things of that nature. So a lot of credit goes to our players for being committed to that goal and then finding a way to accomplish it throughout the season.
Okay, and how did you guys prepare for this season?
We did a lot of conditioning starting last summer with the guys who were returning and some of the new guys who were able to get on campus for summer school last year. So the process started way back in June. And it's a process that was an everyday deal pretty much for the last 8 months or so to get us to the point where we're able to really shine on the national stage.
Okay, and the progress of the players, how has their progress been from just regular games to the NCAA tournament?
Well, that's one of the most unique parts about our team this year is there wasn't a whole lot of difference from playing our first game to playing our last, to be honest. We prepared the same way, in terms of and how we prepare for opponents. Our guys brought the same level of intensity to practice, although sometimes they may have not wanted to. Our head coach is a great leader and really, really pulled the best out of them every day. But again, all the credit goes to them for being able to perform on a nightly basis and putting us in position to have the success that we had.
Okay, and the pep rally, the coming back from the tournament, how was that? Was that important to the team that the school had a pep rally?
Well, it was awesome to have had it. That's for sure. Just for the players to see that they were appreciated by the fans here, for them to be able to see that they've got a great support staff here. The students in the community really have embraced this team as their own, and so to see that many people show up for us to come back, specifically after losing the game the way we did against a really good UCLA team, but for them to understand that we still made history this year. We still were able to put the school in a very, very positive light on a national level. It was very, very gratifying.
And how does it feel to have the school behind the team?
It's the ultimate. It's what you work for. It's to try to get some name recognition for your school, but also to know that people appreciate that. Throughout the university and within the community. I think even throughout the state of Texas, our name really, really has a positive vibe right now. And even places, that you probably don't think of. Obviously we played out in California for a weekend, so there are people out in California that know what SFA is about now. So it's awesome. So
that the 32-3 season, what has been the most memorable moment this season?
I'm not sure I could pinpoint one because it was so much fun throughout. We went on a 29-game win streak, which was third awesome. Most in the country behind Florida and Wichita State this year. So every game, there was thrilling moments like the buzzer-beating dunk against Northwestern State, Desmond in the NCAA tournament hitting the three to tie the game and hit the free throw to send us in overtime. But there were other games. We're down 3 with 0.2 seconds against Marshall and wound up sending that game in overtime. We had some battles with Sam Houston and throughout the year. So there have been a lot of moments that I would highlight.
And where could the team go from here? I mean, the bar is set really high now, especially with the 32-3. Next season, where could they go?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you ever set a number on your team because you almost limit yourself in terms of what your expectations are. But we have made it known to the guys who are returning that the bar here has been raised. And it's on them to work hard to at least meet those expectations, if not exceed them next year from the outside. And we know that they're personally motivated to continue to win ways here at SFA.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck next season. I'm glad you came to the show. It was a great interview. Coming up next, we have coming up next, we'll talk with members of the men's basketball team about their NCAA tournament experience. All right here on Jack Talk. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Lumberjacks. I'm Esteban, and in this segment, we'll be talking with a few of the SFA men's basketball team members. Thanks for coming up, guys. And I'm going to just let y'all selves, introduce yourselves.
I'm Deshaun Walker. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, and I'm a shooting guard.
My name is Desmond Heyman. I'm from Pickens, Mississippi. I'm a shooting guard.
I'm Jacob Parker from Bixby, Oklahoma, and I'm a forward.
All right, cool. So with this season y'all just had, which is obviously like maybe a defining moment in y'all's lives, how do y'all feel after this?
Let Des start first.
All right, that's cool.
It feels great, especially with me being a senior. To go out the way I did with this great group of guys that we had this year and the great coaching staff. It's just a moment that we'll never forget. We'll come back 10 years from now, and just enjoy talking about all the good times that we had because, this team, we had some times that we battled together and we also, we're going to laugh and chat together.
Yeah. And you had a good season, man. You hit 1,000 points.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Man, it's an honor, man. When I first made it here, I had so many trials that I went through, and I just knew, if I continue keeping my faith, that I'll make it out.
You made it out, man. 1,000 points, that's legit. So how many points did you end up with by the end of the season?
I think close to 1,200, something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't looked back at it.
All right, Jacob, what's up with you, man? How are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm doing good.
How's this season been for you, man?
It's been unreal. Just being with this group of guys. We're a family, and so going to practice every day was a joy. And then, of course, in the games and the win streaks and all that, just fun to be a part of.
Nice. I think it's you. Do they have a nickname for you?
Yeah, everyone's been calling me Sunshine.
How do you feel about that?
It's all right. It first really came about whenever we played East Tennessee State, and there were some guys heckling us up there in the stands, and they started calling me Sunshine. And ever since then, it's kind of been my name.
Legit. And you, man, you averaged 14.2 points and 7 rebounds, had 10 double-doubles this season. You had an outstanding breakout season, dude. How was it? How does it feel to get the Lou Henson All-American Award?
It's very humbling.
Yeah.
I mean, just to be able to be put in that class with all those guys, it's really an honor. But of course, none of it would have been possible without my teammates.
Of course, y'all practice a lot together, I'm sure. Has any funny little antics happened between y'all? Any inside jokes?
We have, I mean, you know, we have encounters of just the competitiveness, just like mini little breakouts,
sure.
but it's never serious. Once it's over, like once practice is over, we in the locker room laughing and
Exactly,
talking. Yeah.
All right, I heard. I was talking to y'all before the show, and y'all told me about a little incident at the NCAA tournament. Would y'all want to talk a little bit more about that?
Oh man, we got stuck on the elevator for 45 minutes. It was just random. Like we all packed on the elevator. We getting ready to go up and chill a little bit before film, and we was actually all on the 7th floor. And we got to the 5th floor and we noticed like it's not moving anymore.
Yep.
So we started to panic a little bit because time was running out. We had film at 10 o'clock and it was just, I don't know.
How'd y'all feel being stuck in the elevator with 14 men?
It was crazy. We looked around, it was like, man, everybody on here sell Thomas.
Yeah.
So everybody tried to pull out their phones and try to make phone calls. You know, you barely get service on the
exactly.
elevator, so it was kind of tragic. Then after a while, Trey, he the scary one. He was really scared. So after a while, you know, still we're moving, so we called the front desk, and they said they'll get somebody up as soon as possible. You know, 5 minutes turned into 10, and 10 turned into 20, and we was just panicking. You know, everybody's just sweating down. It was crazy. And then we all made a little inside joke to make us, you know, we said VCU was doing it just to keep us from being able to stay focused. You know, something to keep our mind
for
off.
Sure.
It was crazy.
Y'all did good at that VCU game. Y'all
Yeah.
won that.
Yeah.
That tournament was amazing. How about that shot you made? How did you feel like that you were gonna make that shot? How did it feel when you like even jumped up to shoot it?
Once I saw that it had went in, I was like, wow, we have a chance, you know, to take this game to overtime. And with Thomas making a good pass, you know, it was all a blessing. And we stuck it out together. We kept our composure and we fought as a team. You know, we done been through so many battles this season, knowing that we always had a target on our back because of our win streak, and we know that everybody wanted to knock us off. And in the NCAA tournament, you know, we had the opportunity to keep it alive, and that shot made us go.
And like when you shot that shot, I was watching the game. The camera was so focused on you that I didn't get to see y'all's reactions. But how did y'all feel after that? What was the locker room after like that whole emotional game? Like, what was it like that in there?
It was crazy. I mean, like, once I was just worried about the free throw, but I knew, like, back in the Marshall game, he had to make 3 of them.
Yeah.
So it was, like, kind of the same scenario. So that's all I was thinking about.
What about you? How'd you feel?
Yeah, whenever Des made the shot and, you know, he had to make the free throw to tie the game, there's no doubt in my mind he was making that free throw, just like Deshaun had said back in the Marshall game when he had done the same thing. So, I mean, I knew we were going to go into overtime and then just had to take care of business from there.
And how was the locker room? I saw a little video of y'all getting like, crunk and rowdy in the locker room. How was that?
It was exciting. It was a lot of fun to be a part of. There's always, I mean, after every game, we always kind of get like that, but it was definitely a little bit more special for that one.
Nice. So what's coming up after this? I know both of y'all graduating.
Yeah.
Where y'all going after this? Any new movements?
Hopefully we get a contract to continue to play, but we're just taking it slowly and now just continuing to work out same routines as normal.
Where do y'all want to continue playing, like overseas kind of, or like do you want to jump in the draft?
Whatever fits best for us, you know, the opportunity when it come in hand, you know, we'll be excited to sign that first contract.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's every kid's dream to play professional, either NBA or Europe somewhere.
There's a lot of players who play in Europe.
Yes.
And they lead successful, you know, lives. It's pretty legit. You have one more season with us, right, Jacob?
Yes.
What are you planning for next season? What are your plans in training or just becoming
I mean,
champion?
just the same focus as we've had this year, and just getting back to where we were, getting back to the NCAA tournament, of course, and just continue putting SFA on the map.
How did y'all's training regimen change once y'all like started seeing that, you know, we have 23 games now, we have 24 games now, like y'all just continually win? Like, how did y'all's regimen change from like going from, you know, y'all lost that one game, then y'all became undefeated? How did that go?
Honestly, in my opinion, that loss, it made us realize, like, especially me, once we first lost, we had lost 2 games in November. And coming off a 27-5 season last year, and I didn't want to, you know, have my senior season go down the drain. You know, we had meetings together. We had great leadership from the guys, and we just talked it over, and we watched film after the East Tennessee State game. It was like, you know, and it was pretty bad. Coach got on us pretty bad. You know, we got together, we bonded, we bought into the system, and we was rolling from there.
That's all.
No looking back.
No looking back. Y'all did great. That was an amazing season, guys. Thanks for coming out with us. Well, that's all the time we have for this segment. I would like to thank Jacob, Desmond, and Deshaun for coming to the show today. Up next, we'll be talking to our very own Lumberjack mascot, Blake Taylor. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Jack Talk. I'm Chaz Rockmore. For our final segment, we'll be talking to Blake Taylor, the mascot who shared the spotlight with our men's basketball team at the NCAA tournament. Thank you for stopping by, Blake.
Thank you.
So for the viewers, tell us a bit about yourself. Give us some background.
I'm 21 years old. I'll be 22 this Friday, April 4th, from Rowlett, Texas. That's a suburb out of Dallas. 3rd generation lumberjack. So.
What's your major?
Majoring in business economics.
Okay. And your classification?
I'm a senior.
Okay, cool. So, mascot, why did you become the mascot?
I was actually my sophomore year. One of my roommates was a cheerleader on the team, and we got to hanging out one day, and he invited me over to some of his cheer friends. They were just having a little get-together, a little cookout, and a few of them got together in a corner and started talking about me, and I looked over, and they were like, yeah, you should do it. Do what? And they were like, you should be the mascot. So they talked to me into it.
Do you have mascot background? Were you mascot through high school or anything?
Actually, no. This is brand new to me. I played sports all growing up. Actually, my first 2 years at SFA, I was on the rugby team. So being a mascot, I guess I just had the right beard for it.
Yeah, I mean, our mascot is different than traditional mascots because we have like a big and brawny one. Because I know like for different ones, most guys who want to be a cheerleader or a mascot, they kind of get some flack. How did you feel when they said you should be mascot? What was your first take on that?
I was open for it. I mean, I love SFA, and I've always secretly, I kind of wanted to be the mascot. But, you know, we had a couple guys before me that were rather large. They hit the weight room a lot, and so I never thought, you know, I'm a little skinnier than them and not as muscular. But they talked me into it. I got in the gym a little bit more and grew out the beard some. So.
Okay. As the mascot, how do you prepare? Do you go to all the practices that the cheerleaders have? Because I know they have multiple ones. So how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, I'm actually a part of mainly large co-ed, but I've been working with small co-ed cheer as well this year. I go to practice Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. A lot of people probably see I'm at every single football game, home and away, and as well as all the home basketball games for the guys.
And I know that you're Mr. SFA. You're also involved in student engagement and the Spirit program. How do you balance all this?
It's a blast. I mean, I love doing everything I do, and I definitely couldn't do it without the support of all the organizations that I am in. Sometimes I have to miss out here and there on a couple things, but I've been very blessed that all the organizations that I am a part of, they're very willing and understanding. You know, when if I have to go to the NCAA tournament, you know, I might not be able to make it to one or two things, and then Daytona and everything like that for nationals. So I've just been very blessed that they've been real understanding and everything.
Speaking of the NCAA tournament, I saw that you were ranked for the Mascot March Madness Challenge. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I mean, being a mascot, I thought I was just going to cheer on the basketball team. I never thought in a million years, you know, one, I'd be the mascot for SFA, and two, that I would get all this recognition for being a mascot. You know, usually March Madness is all about the basketball team and how well they've been doing, and they deserve every bit of credit that they've gotten. And I almost feel kind of guilty for taking some of the spotlight, but I think they deserve the utmost, you know, recognition. They've earned every bit of it, and so I've just been very blessed that I've been able to share a little bit of that with them.
Yes, because Fox Sports News, that's a big thing for you to be on there. Also, there were viral pictures going on while we're in the NCAA tournament. A lot of people dressed up as the Lumberjacks. What was your take on that?
Oh man, it was crazy. I mean, this whole big group, it was like a family. I just see them coming down the stairs, walking right towards me. They're pointing at me saying, "Hey, can we take a picture with you?" And every single one wearing either suspenders or overalls and a cut-off plaid shirt and carrying around, sticks or axe type things. Obviously not real axes, since NCAA probably wouldn't let them in with that. But I just thought it was unreal how much support we've been getting and how much people have been. Well, I didn't realize, but they were really watching me, I guess, a little bit, and just seeing a whole family come down dressed as a mascot, dressed as me, I guess. It was unreal to see that, and again, just very blessed for that support from even people who had no idea who SFA or what SFA was before that.
Okay, and the mascot challenge, I've seen that. Tell me about that. What is that?
The mascot challenge is actually the Southland Conference mascot challenge put on by State Farm Insurance, and what it was all throughout the football season they actually had people you could vote as many times as you want, once a day, all football season long pretty much, and basically it was just between our conference mascots, and we ended up coming out on top. Again, very thankful for the support from all the students, alumni, and everybody else that supports us, but we were able to top it this year and get number one, and we were actually presented a check at the basketball conference tournament in Katy this year for $5,000, which was going towards our spirit programs, and I was just very thankful that we could get that opportunity.
Okay, and so what did you do for the challenge? Like, how did you compete in that?
For the challenge, we had a little video that we submitted to Southland Conference that we put together. We publicized it, all over campus, as well as social media, Facebook, Twitter, any other social medias, MySpace, I guess, if you still have one. But we just did our best to publicize that and to get people to vote. We're passing out flyers on the yard, on campus. We were just doing everything we could, and we had an overwhelming response, and all the vote and the supports that we got from, like I said, our staff, faculty, students, and alumni.
Okay. And quickly before we go, I stumbled across a picture on Twitter, you battling for your axe. Another mascot was trying to take it away from you. Talk about that for me.
Oh, yeah. I think it was a Texas Tech game. Raider Red, I was taking some pictures with some fans up there, and Raider Red just walked right up to me, and all of a sudden I felt something tugging on my axe. Yeah, I was kneeling on the wall, and all of a sudden I just felt a tug on my axe, and I looked down, and he's standing down there trying to take my axe from me. Which was fun. It was fun for the fans and everything to see, give a little more entertainment than the football game.
So does that happen often, like mascot brawls?
Oh, I mean, I think there was one here lately on the news. They got a little push and fight, but no. Most of the time, mascots we're pretty easygoing. A lot of times it's just for fun. He'll try to get my axe from me, and I'll take his gun from him, and we'll get together and do some fun stuff every once in a while. So.
Alrighty, well, thank you for coming. We enjoyed you today.
Thank you.
That's all the time that we have for today. We want to thank the rest of our guests for joining us today as well. I'm Chaz Rockmore. Tune in next time for another segment of Jack Talk, and don't forget to axe 'em, Jacks.